All right, I think we're going to go ahead and get started this morning. I appreciate everybody coming in to our first live online training, and I was nominated to go first, which is always great. Um, we're going to talk today about our affixed card and carrier, which is not a new product, but I really do feel like Ward-Kraft brings a lot of new features to it that we're going to talk about today. My name is Amy Clark. I'm a sales rep at Ward-Kraft. I've been with the company about 35 years, and I know a lot of you that are on the line today with us, but those of you who know me know this is quite different. I've got the gift of gab, but the whole technology thing is quite different. Coming to you guys from my home office today is different. I miss being, face to face with people. And those of you that really know me know I'm a hugger. So this whole social distancing thing has been quite a challenge for me. For those of you who don't know me, who's on the line, I've been with the company about 35 years. My primary focus right now is card and carriers, which we're going to speak about today. And I also spend a lot of my time with shipping solutions and distribution solutions from Ward-Kraft. Ward-Kraft is a family-owned company. We've been in business since 1972. All of our manufacturing is done in Fort Scott, Kansas. At that one location, we have 3 locations. We have forms and label, we have a specialty coatings division, and then we have our plastics division. And because of our 3 divisions and all of the capabilities we have, it really does bring a lot of different advantages to you guys as resellers. And we're going to touch on some of those advantages as we go through our products today. Just a little bit of how are we doing. I know several of you are chatting with me on the chat thing, asking, how are we doing? How am I doing? My family's all healthy. We're very blessed at Ward-Kraft. We don't have any illnesses. Fort Scott, where the manufacturing is done, has been an area that's not been hit with the virus. So for the most part, Ward-Kraft is business as usual, which we're very fortunate for. We've obviously put a lot of safety protocols in place. We're doing things a little bit differently as a company, but we're pretty fortunate. Business is usual. We're having to do a better job of reaching out, making sure the places we're shipping to are open and able to receive our products. But we've been very blessed through this really tough time. That's kind of one reason that Ward-Kraft made the decision to try to find a way that we could reach out to our base of customers and let you guys know we're here, we're open for business, all the sales team is in place. But we decided that maybe some training would be good, because we know that we're hopefully coming to the end of this crazy time, and that you guys need to have fresh ideas, new samples, new solutions. We want to help you guys hit the streets running. And as a sales team, we thought the best thing we could do was to just start doing some education for these last few weeks, that hopefully only a few more weeks before we can get back out there and see you guys face to face. So we set up these sessions, and we're going to actually have training all week. So today is Amy Clark with Card and Carrier, but on Tuesday, we're going to have Greg Schrader with our direct mail and plastic card mailers. On Wednesday, we're going to have Heather Fink doing our shipping solutions. Her and I work back and forth all the time with that product line. On Thursday, we're going to have Jessica Majors with our with our plastic cards. And the difference between her cards and the cards we talk about today are the thicknesses of them and how we create them. And then on Friday, we're going to have Kim Mesplay with our form label combinations. So we have a lot of stuff to show this week. I hope you guys all come back in and listen to the other sales reps as well. You can register for these, and we're really trying to keep all the sessions as secure as we can. Everything is by registration. So when you go in, we're actually making sure the people that are coming in are resellers, that we know who you are. When you, at the end of the session, we're going to have some Q&A. People that are on the webinar today, they can't see who's asking the questions. So we are trying to keep it very private. So I just want you guys to know that you could be sitting in the room with a competitor right now, but they're not going to know you're here. So we'll make sure we keep everything very secure for everyone. The webinars are different. This is going to be kind of I'll do my best today when I present to try to show products on a screen versus being able to talk across the table. But the way I see the webinar going today, just a quick agenda, I'm going to talk about why affixed cards are still relevant and why Ward-Kraft is still seeing growth on these products. I'm going to talk about features and benefits. I'm going to talk about advantages. I'm going to show you markets that we've seen them successful and that other resellers have seen them successful. And then I'm going to talk about specific products at Ward-Kraft. And I have picked 4 of our products to talk about today. And I want to kind of go through how each of them have its own purpose and how different accounts might choose to use the different products. And then, as I mentioned before, we're going to end with question and answer. And the really hard thing is I can't hear anybody today and I can't see anybody today. So for me, I'm sitting here staring at a screen and everybody keeps saying smile and I'm trying to smile, but this is really weird. So I want to do my best today. So fingers crossed this all goes well. But with that said, I'm going to jump into products at this time. And the first thing I want to do is I want to define what is an affixed card to carrier. What that basically means is it's going to be a product that looks like this. And we're always going to have a carrier with it. Typically that's going to be paper. We're going to have cards affixed to that. And the product that I'm talking about today, it's designed to be able to have your customer process the cards. And usually how that looks is maybe once or twice a year, they do a large mailing, and then they want to be able to either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, they want to be able to keep current with mailings of cards to their customers, and they want to control that in-house. So that can look a couple different ways. We could have that be where they would just order blank stock from Ward-Kraft, and we're going to talk about our stock offering today. Could be that they just order blanks and they do all the printing, both the static information as well as the variable. We can set it up to where maybe Ward-Kraft does a shell, like what we're seeing here, where they would have Ward-Kraft print part of the information and then all they would do is do the variable information. We're going to talk about the benefits of doing both ways. We're going to see that you can do multiple cards up on a carrier. You might have some that choose to do 3 cards up on a carrier. And the good thing about that is it's very efficient. So you have an 8.5 by 11 sheet and you can actually process 3 customers on one sheet. We run a perf every 3 2/3. So once the card is printed, all they would have to do is perf this apart, drop it into a window of 10, and they've got a really nice affixed card ready to go out in the mail. We're going to talk about maybe you want to do just 2 cards per carrier, or maybe just 1 card per carrier. Ward-Kraft has the ability to actually do 6 cards per carrier if you chose to do that. But if you have accounts that want to do a lot of cards like that, I would recommend going to more of a full plastic piece, maybe something like this, where the whole sheet is plastic or paper and the cards just punch out of that. So we have a lot of different options. Industries that we see this being used in, we see it used as insurance, healthcare, retail. We're seeing fulfillment houses take this product and actually more of a blank stock, do it in larger runnings. We could do it as an 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17 with the formats we're talking about today. But we see it used as associations, memberships. We see a lot of cards being used for zoos, museums. We see healthcare cards, such as this card we're showing here, where maybe you either have it as a shell or where they're processing it as a complete healthcare card for people. So we see this used in a lot of different industries. So with that, it kind of gives you an overview of kind of the cards that we're going to speak about today, where we're seeing them used. But I want to say we still see this product growing, and the customer that you need to be thinking about today as we talk through these are the customer that still likes to have the ability to do their processing internally and either hand the card out or mail the card. We're going to talk about 4 different cards today. The first one that I'm going to talk about would be our integrated card. And you're going to see that. For those of you that, okay, now we have the screen up here. So that's Ward-Kraft's website. We have integrated products. And you can see the graphic up on the screen there. This one is showing a 2-up card. We also have dry tack product. And a dry tack product would be where we're actually affixing the cards to the carrier. And we're going to talk more about that. We have our real card product. Which this is where we have part of the form being paper, part being plastic, and it's joined in the middle with a piece of laser compatible tape. And then the last product we have is our Elite card. And this card I'm super excited to tell you about because this one is actually a true PVC laser application. So I'm going to talk about each one of these individually because they each have different benefits that they bring for your customer depending on what they need. So the first one that we're going to talk about is our integrated card. And this is a product for those of you that aren't familiar with integrated. We actually take a paper product and run it through the press and print it. And then through a separate process, we actually die cut the card and we're going to apply a patch to the back of that. This allows this product to be integrated into a laminated card. So with this product, we could either do this multiple ways for you. We could do it like what we're showing here, where we've done a laminate on the face and a laminate on the back. So when it peels off the sheet, it's completely laminated both sides. We have some people that want to only laminate one side. So when it pulls off the carrier, the back of the card has lamination, but the front of the card doesn't have. When you have maybe a die cut card, maybe you don't want any lamination at all, and it just punches out of the carrier. So we have different constructions depending on maybe what your customer's budgets are, maybe how long the cards need to last. But we can actually position the cards anywhere you want on the sheet. And as I mentioned before, we could do 6 cards up on a sheet. We also have a product that is our dry tack product. And this is for the customer that truly wants to have a plastic card affixed to the carrier. So this one is going to be an 8mm plastic, and it's designed to go in laser. Again, we can do up to 6 cards on a sheet. The nice thing about it, because we're doing this all under one roof, it gives you the ability to make sure that the color on the carrier and the color on the card is going to match completely, because we're doing that in the same facility. So if you're working with marketing companies or advertising companies, this can become important to make sure that the image is right. Maybe you're working with a retailer that wants to make this more of a coupon or maybe a VIP card. Those type of little things make a big difference to those groups. So with this one, it's designed, you're going to hear in the industry, others might refer to this as a clean release card. Ward-Kraft's term is a dry tack card. So this one is designed that when we put it on the carrier, it just zips off the card and there'll be a laminate left on the back side. But this is a polyester plastic. So this one is very durable. It's not going to tear. So this would be one that maybe if you have a customer that wants the card to last a little bit longer, this would be a good application for that. We also have our real card product. With this product, this is a laser or an inkjet compatible. This product is patented, and a big selling feature of this is both sides of the card are completely open. So if you have a customer that wants to do duplex imaging at the same time, this is a great way to do that. What we find a lot of times, especially in healthcare, there's a lot of variable information that the customer wants to put on the cards. So we can actually give them the ability to print the full face of the card with variable and no limitations on the back side with variable. We can also make sure that this product lays completely flat. So with the way we've designed this, we have paper on the top, we have our plastic at the bottom, and then I don't know if you can see, I'll put this up to the camera, I'm not very good at this. You can kind of see we join the webs with a piece of tape. So what that does is it makes your card lay completely flat, and it's great if they want to be able to put a bunch of product in the printer and walk away and not have to worry about it. With the other products, because we're fixing a card at one end, you can sometimes get a little buildup on the one side of the stack. With this product, you don't have to worry about that because it's designed to lay completely flat. So we can also design this one. The one I'm holding in my hand today is an 8mm card, but we can actually design this with a 10mm card too. And what we found with some accounts, they find that the heavier card makes them feel like it's more durable or there's more substance to the card. They have the same durability, but some people do just like that thicker card. So the nice thing about the real card application is we can give you a thicker card, still have it go through a laser or an inkjet printer, but give them a little bit more substance to it instead of just limiting them to the 8mm. This product is designed to actually punch out of the sheet. So this one I went ahead and already punched out to show you. So it's a punch out, not a clean release, but because it's a punch out, as we've already talked about, it gives you the ability to print on both sides of the sheet. The last product I'm going to speak about today is our Elite card. This is our newest card member to our card family, and this one is designed on a true PVC plastic, and it's laser compatible. We don't know of anybody else in the industry that has that available. And with the PVC, this one also has a unique die cut so that when this thing zips out of the carrier, we didn't even hear it zip, it has really smooth edges all the way around. So one of the things we hear when we talk about our fixed cards is some people, depending on who you're selling to, they don't like to have any kind of a rough edge to their card. With our Elite card, it allows you to have a very smooth edge, pulls out of the carrier very clean, and still gives you the benefits that the other parts of the real card had, which was duplex printability, lays completely flat, and it gives you a 10mm card. With all of the products that I'm talking about today, we have this available as custom product, or we also have it available as stock. We also have the ability to take our stock products and to be able to imprint on them. So we can actually do blank stock, spot colored, or we can do 4-color process cards. On our website, you'll find that as the same area that we went through the different types of cards, we also show you all of our stock formats that are available. So when you go to our website, you're going to see that you have the ability to scroll down through our page and you would be able to see all the formats that are available for stock. So that was fast. I'm a fast talker. I'm probably they're going to tell me, Amy, you did not take your 30 minutes, but I talk fast. So that concludes about our products, but I do want to remind everybody that I would love to have further conversation. What I'm hoping is, as we talked through these products, that maybe some prospects came to mind, maybe some current customers that you think might have a need for this, or maybe you're already buying this product from somebody else, and if you are, shame on you. You should be buying from me, but I would like to have the opportunity to earn that business as well. So I guess my call to action from my webinar today would be if you could either go to our, email me, ask for samples, or if you want to have a one-on-one conversation, you can do that. So you can request samples. Everybody will receive an email after the webinar today, so you can request samples off of that. Or if you want to have a conversation, my contact information is up on the screen, and I know a lot of you that are in the meeting today have my contact information, but I'd love to have a one-on-one conversation. Let's talk about what accounts you currently have that might use these products, or maybe what prospects you think are probably using these products, but you don't have the business today. With that, I'm going to go to our Q&A, and I can see that people have been asking questions. So I'm going to kind of move just a little bit closer so I can read the screen because I'm old. And I'll see what questions we have here. Oh, we have several questions. So let's see. Some of these I've answered. I'm going to take my glasses off, sorry. And I want to see. So there's some questions about, do we offer test samples? And that's a great question. I should have mentioned that. We do have test packets that we can send. Maybe your customer wants to try the different formats. Maybe they don't know if they want dry tack or real card or integrated. So we can send out a small packet that they could view. And then maybe once they pick which product they actually want, we would send them a larger stack of that particular product to test. Typically, we find about 50 samples are a good test, but if you find they need more, then we'd be happy to do that. But great question. We can definitely offer stock product or test product for them to test. Let's see, what else do we have here? I think I mentioned this, but there's a question about, can we do imprinting to our stock product? And the answer is yes, we can. We can actually do imprinting to all four of our products as a stock offering if you needed us to. And that sometimes, when does it become better to be imprinted versus printed at press? That can be quantity, maybe the different number of copies that you might have. Maybe you have VIP cards and then silver cards and metallic cards, or maybe there's different levels which require different graphics. We can kind of help decide what point does it make sense to go to press, and at what point does it make sense to do the 4-color process imprinting. So another great question. Lots of questions about stock products. I think I mentioned, but if I didn't, yes, all the products are available as stock. So, and as stock, if you go to our website again, they're going to be listed there, but 1 up, 2 up, and in some cases 3 up. And then we also have, which I showed at the beginning, which is hard to see on the screen, but this is a full sheet of plastic, and it's a 6 or 8 up punch out card. So we do have a full stock offering. So check that out if you have a need for that. Other questions? My goodness, we have lots of questions. I'm a little nervous reading these. I have to get really close because I can't see. Let's see here. What are our minimums? So minimums, we don't really have a minimum at Ward-Kraft. We like to say at least 1,000 sheets if we're setting up the press, but we typically sometimes have dollar minimums, but not necessarily quantity minimums. So it's a little hard to speak what our minimum quantities are. As stock products, most of the time it's 1,000 per case, but in some of our products, we break those out and we can do sets of 250. But if you're setting up at the press, I would say we would want to have at least 1,000 sheets, and probably from a cost perspective, depending on the product, maybe 5,000 quantity and up might be a better place for that. I appreciate everyone's time today. It's, I know that I can't see you guys, but I hope it's good to be able to see familiar faces. And I know it's not going to be very long before we're back out there and seeing our customers face to face, and I'll look forward to that. I miss everybody, and I hope you enjoyed the training today.